We're here with this year's champion, the Canadian Zonal, 2012, and who will introduce herself?
I'm Natalia Khoudgarian. I have title of Woman International Master, and I won this year Canadian Women's Championship.
It was by quite a margin, I've been told, 1.5 points.
I didn't see final standing, but yes, I guaranteed first place a few rounds before the tournament ended.
Well, you've won other things. You've won other titles before, though.
Yes, this is my fourth time winning Canadian Women's Championship.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best. You were, I guess, obviously slated in by the organizers of the tournament, and we think they did a pretty good job of organizing. And how did it feel to you?
Yes, I used to play in Montreal, and I'm always happy to visit this city, and I would like to thank the organizers and obviously the supporters of the tournament who made it possible. It looks like we always have some challenges. It's getting... it's not always easy to find the sponsors and host this kind of tournament, but again, it was great pleasure to play in Montreal, and I would like to express my thank you to the Goddess Chess and Quebec Chess Federation.
Well, they did a great job, all of them, and there are people in the background, you know, who would thank you very much for you remembering them. And in this interview, I would just like to point out that it was an effort on the part of many people, and in the background, and which you know, I guess, very well how difficult it is to organize these kinds of tournaments. And the women's chess, how do you feel about women's chess now in Canada? Is it, I guess it's developing, or do you see a development or a change or anything changing?
I don't think it's in the best stage. Like, we didn't collect many participants. There can be different things involved. The tournament was quite young, so some of the quite experienced players did not participate.
Who is missing? I wouldn't know personally, but
it's I don't know. I think it's just in general in Canada it's very difficult to be professional players. So we see lots of kids playing chess, but once they go to university, they usually disappear from the stage, and unfortunately, the whole generation of players like Kagramanov sisters, nowadays Yanling would be the highest rated player, were missing at the tournament. And even a few members of Olympic team like Lisa Arlova and Julia were not present at the championship.
Well, we tried to contact Yuan Ling Wan, and I think there were, you know, as many opportunities held out to people who, you know, exactly what you say. We were surprised that there were not more of the higher level players. There were a lot of juniors, some very promising ones.
Yes, it's always a great experience for junior players to play, and obviously the local players can benefit from this kind of events.
I've been very impressed with some interview that I did with some particularly young girls here. So we hope them a good future. we would like to see them elevate their play so that we can say that there's more, competent Canadian women chess players in the field. And I think that's just what you were saying at the, in the last you said. I don't know what the future holds for you. Where do you go from here?
At this moment, I teach chess, and I try to play, obviously, in major tournaments, and it's very difficult to be a player working and having family. So, but I try to manage the things. So my next tournament will be Chess Olympiad. Now in the end of August in Turkey, Istanbul, where I will be part of Canadian team. And then for the new year, I hope to participate in a women's championship, where I qualified by winning Canadian women's tournament.
The Olympiad coming up in Turkey, when is that?
It will start on August 27th.
Oh, so it's very soon.
Yes, and it's one of the major events in the international chess calendar, where the event collects thousands of players from over 150 countries. All the best players are present to fight for their countries.
So we were sending a team. Is there any special training involved for, say, a Canadian or a national team, or is it just?
Not really. Unfortunately, there is no any organization or support provided to the players, and it's practically everyone acts on its own.
Amazing.
So whatever you can do to prepare for this competition, to perform the best, or to achieve some goals. So.
That sounds, like all the onus is on the player, all the pressure is on the player in Canadian chess, and except with some certain organizations who are very active, like this one here in Quebec, there could be more activity on the national level, and this is the impression that I get.
That's right. Unfortunately, in women's team, we don't have any Quebec players. So I hope we will see them in future.
I know there are players of high caliber here.
There are lots of young, promising players. Yes, and maybe with few years of experience, we will see them on the next Olympic team. All right. Thank you very much again. I was. That would be.
Well, we're grateful to have you on the interview, and we'll post it a little later on at YouTube, and I'm sure it'll be fine.